welcome the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Victor Antonio!
Everybody up! Come on, everybody up! James, give me some music, James!
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, you know what you did wrong.
How we doing, Plexus? Wow! I'm so excited to be here. Where's Susan Blakely? I just want to rub your arm. With that type of luck, I just want to rub your arm. I'm like, my God, how much luck can one person have? By the way, clap if you know who I am. My people. Clap if you don't know who I am. I see you. I see you. Clap if you don't care who I am. There's always one. There's always one. By the way, before I go any further, I want to introduce a new word to the Plexus lexicon. I call it tag team. I get tired of thanking Carl, Alec, and Gene. So if you say, when I say I'm thanking the tag team, that's what I mean. So I am thanking the tag team for always inviting me in the lobby. Give them a hand. They're awesome, by the way. All right. Man, I just felt, did you feel that? Holy. I think I tasted this morning's breakfast. I'm like, oh my God, it's really moving up here. All right. Coach, is that you? Coach, my man. Personal connection you don't need to know. All right, are you ready to get some content? Can we do this? By the way, I've been trapped on the, I've been trapped on the boat with you. I've been with you on the boat, just trapped. And the questions I keep getting is, one, who are you? And number two is, how did you get involved with Plexus? So I'm gonna give you the quick story, all right? Show me fast, pay attention, I don't slow down. By the way, if I'm going too fast, too slow, or just right?
Just right.
All right, concerned? Because as you know, we lived in Miami, then I moved to Georgia. And things began to start. Oh my God, my Georgia's in the house. By the way, did you know? Let me tell you why I like Georgia. Did you know that Georgia has a national treasure? Oh, did you not know? Waffle House. Oh my God. Let me tell you why I like a Waffle House. You walk into a Waffle House, these women come over and says, how you doing, babe? Honey, sweetie pie, my favorite, darling. I tell my wife when I'm hungry and I need love, where do I go? Fellas, I'm just trying to hook you up, right? Georgia's in the house, I love Georgia. By the way, so here's my history. My family's originally from Puerto Rico. I saw a Puerto Rican flag here somewhere. You can just tell Puerto Rican, they got flags everywhere. They got in the mirror, they got in the back, they got everywhere. So my family's from Puerto Rico, moved to Chicago. In the late 50s, I was in the city near the Cabrini Green housing projects, talking food stamps, government cheese, powdered milk. Clap if you feel my poverty pain. All right? And I always say, back in the day, you knew you were poor. Young people are not going to know what I'm talking about, but everybody else will. Back in the day, you knew you were poor. When the knob broke off, what you used to change the channel? Pliers. You were poor. You were really poor. Somebody said screwdriver. That's desperate and poor, right? Now, back in the day, you didn't have cable TV. So when the antenna broke off, what'd you use? A hanger. You were poor. But if you were so poor you couldn't afford the hanger, what'd you use? Okay. She's like me going, foil. I got you. I got you. And if you wanted high definition, more foil, right? And so my mother was always like, go to school, get the education, get the JOB, right? That's how you're going to make it. So I have an electrical engineering degree, an MBA. Be impressed, be impressed. Yeah. By the way, secret between us, because we're friends. Degrees don't mean anything. And I got two of them, and I can say it. I know people who have multiple degrees are broke. I know people who never made it through high school. Banking, cheese, right? Because it's all where? Up here. Big difference, right? So if in your mind you go, the reason I'm not successful is because I just shut up. Just go do it, right? Just go do it. So I became an engineer, right? And I got into sales eventually. Why did I get into sales?
Money.
And not talk to people.
Who said money so rudely over here?
Oh,
What'd you say?
money.
She's right. I mean, I'm not saying she's wrong, but she didn't have to say it that way, right? By the way, I was an engineer, and eventually went into sales. I designed wireless systems, fiber optic networks, all that impressive stuff. Eventually got into sales because I could travel and help people, right? And so fast forward, I became vice president of Latin America. We actually lived in Argentina for 2 years, and then became president of global sales and marketing for a $420 million company. And one day, May 9th, 2001, 3:48 p.m., to be exact, I called it quits. And the reason I called it quits was I couldn't do it anymore. Initially, I thought it was about the money. Do you know what I mean? You start off thinking, because when you're poor, you're broke. It's all about what?
The money.
We got to pay some bills here, right? But I got to a point where I go, I don't want to do this anymore. I call it a quiet discontent. Do you know what I mean by that? It's like you're not aligned. You're not doing what you want to do. And so I remember I walked away, and my wife was like, do your thing. That was it. She was like, yeah, good for her, exactly. Do your thing, right? And I'm right. She's backing me up, so I quit. I've always wanted to write books, be an author, be a speaker, right? So that's what I'm gonna do, right? And so my wife's like, yeah, do your thing, right? And so after the first year, I made a whopping $17,000. That's 1-7. Yeah, my wife was like, yeah, do your thing. Yeah, like, what happened? Sweetie, what happened? I mean, just what happened, right? But eventually, it got better. And how I found Plexus, well, actually, they found me. I think I was at the second event. The second event, right? How many folks were there, Alec? About 1,000? So you had 2 speakers. They were on a budget back then. 2 speakers. 2 speakers. Smaller crowd. And I think they liked me, right? So I did my thing, and they liked me, right? And I think I did another event. I think they liked me, right? And then, one day I get a call from Alec. Apparently him and Tara were having a conversation. And they needed an MC. Right? So I don't know how the conversation went, but I'm trying to imagine Tara going, you know we need an MC. You know how Tara talks with that cool melodic voice? We need an MC. Alan's like, yeah, we do. Who should we call? Victor. Yeah, give him a call. See what he says. Yeah. So true story. Alan called me up. Would you like to be on MC? I said, what do you want me to do? He said, I don't know, just come up stage, you want to introduce people and just keep it moving. And that's how I became the Plexus MC. So, and if you don't know who I am, by the way, how many folks that I've written 16 books, publishing the next 17 next month? Clap if you read one of my books. Liars, only because my royalty checks do not reflect your clapping. Right? Number 2, I have a reality TV show, like a series, on Paramount. Who's watched it? Life or Death?
No, I don't.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't picked up for a second season. I thank you again for your support. I don't even know why I come to these events, right? And so, thank you very much. I love you guys too. I love being here. I love hanging out with you guys. What I want to do today is, that's my evolution. That's how I got here. And again, what I want to do is share. I speak to a lot of companies. This is the only company I MC for. I'm not making it up. I speak to technology companies, software companies. Thank you very much. I even speak to the International Cemetery Cremation Funeral Association. I mean, I got them all. You keep them alive, and when they're dead, I got them there too. I got them covered. Right? So I speak to a lot of different companies. I'm always asked about sales training. But today what I want to do is, it doesn't matter how much sales training you get, if your mind ain't right, your money ain't right. You agree with that?
Yes.
So I'm going to give you 4 things to focus in on. My slide's coming up. Make it simple, right? The first one is my favorite. The tag team knows this one already, right?
Yes.
And so I met my wife. I graduated from college. I moved to Minnesota. Yeah, for sure. You betcha. Yeah, Ludacris and Lessa. Only in the land of Oli and Lena jokes. Right? And so we moved to Minnesota. She's a Germegian. You know what Germegian is? It's like a German Norwegian. The woman's got attitude. Right? And so she's very stoic though. You know what I mean? When she doesn't yell. She makes a statement and walks away. Fellas, clap if you know what I'm talking about. Fellas like, yeah, but we know what you're talking about. And so we had a neighbor. His name was Harold, right? Harold had this bird feeder, so he'd always put food in the bird feeder. And every day he'd go out there and realize that the squirrel had eaten all the food, right? So one day I pulled into the driveway, true story, people from the Midwest know what I'm talking about. He put like a sheet of metal. Have you seen? Clap if you know what I'm talking about. So everybody knows I'm not making this up, right? The theory was the squirrel wouldn't what? Get it up. Guess what? Squirrel got the food. Then I saw him one day greasing up the base of the tree. Just greasing it up. Right? I'm like, what is he doing? And again, the theory was it wouldn't get it, just slide right back down. Squirrel got the food, right? It got really violent. You ever see those dog funnels they put on dogs so they don't bite themselves? Well, he put an upside down funnel around it with jagged edges. It was getting serious. Right? But no matter what, the squirrel will always get the food. Why? Why was the squirrel always going to win?
Determination.
Resilience. There is something about focus. Can I bring you back to that? There is something about focus. When you're focused 24/7, 365 on trying to achieve that, whatever that intention or outcome is, you cannot be stopped. But here's what happens. You've got to have the intention. You've got to have the go, as BB mentioned. By the way, have you ever bought a car? And the next day, you go on the road, and what do you start seeing?
Same
That
thing.
car. Now, what happened? Did everybody magically go buy one the night like you did? Did somebody spit pixie dust on the highway? They magically appeared? No, they were always there. But it wasn't until you bought it that you started what? Seeing it. This is called the Bader-Meinhof effect. Once your brain starts focusing in on something, the energy flows to where your focus goes. This is important to understand because you can't do multiple things sometimes. You try to do too much and you don't become successful. You get frustrated when you do too much. You diffuse your energy. So what if you ask yourself, after this event, what is the one thing that I can start doing, like tomorrow, right, that will change my relationship with sales, with Plexus, and my people? For example, maybe you want to work on your presentation. Maybe you want to work on prospecting. Maybe you want to know more about the product, right? Product knowledge. Now, here's the interesting thing. Record this. This is important. Did you know? Did you just tell me to wait? I'm in the middle of a presentation. You can't say wait. Who does that? Only in Plexus do you get it. Hey, wait, no, I'm not ready for you, Victor. All right, go. Can I go now? Thumbs up, thank you very much. Love you guys. Did you know that if you were to increase your performance, get better 1% every day within 70 days, you'll be 2x better. If you get 1% better every day in 232 days, you'll be 10x better. It's exponential. At the end of the year, 365, if you just improve 1%, you'll be 37x better. But that begs the question, what does the 1% mean? This is what I want you to know. In a single day, there's 1,440 minutes. 1,440 minutes. 1% of that is what? 14.4 minutes. Let's round up, call it 15. So what if you just dedicate 15 minutes a day to learning more about the product? Go into the Plexus apps, learn how to present your product, learn how to prospect better, get good at something, and every day, 15 minutes, every day, and at the end of the year, you'll be 37x better. And if that holds, I guarantee you gotta be close to diamond, right? That's what we want. Whatever the intention is, every day we get better. But some people say, I don't have the time. Yes, you do. Everybody in here, no excuses, has 15 minutes to dedicate to growing the business. Can you agree with that? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. Are we committed to 15 minutes?
Yes.
Love this audience. Now, I've been married 37 years. Four different women, if you add up the years. The tag team is saying, I've heard that joke like 100 times already. I think I'm tired. That was a joke, but I usually kind of feel out the crowd. People were good humor said, funny, right? Then there's some people like, not funny. Right? So, one wife, 37 years, she's the boss, she runs the house. By the way, if you've been married at least 10 years, clap.
Yes.
clarification. If you're a man and you've been married at least 10 years, clap.
Okay.
Notice the lack of enthusiasm in those claps.
Oh, they didn't.
Yeah, 10 years. Brother, I'm pushing here, Victor. So my wife is like the greatest salesperson in the world. She uses the Chinese water torture approach. And that is, she just keeps just non-stop. It's like once she gets that bone in her mouth, she's like not letting go. Fellas, can you feel my pain? That's right. Don't commit. Don't just nod. Don't let her see what you're swing. I'll know what you are. So these are smart men in the audience. They're like, I'm not reacting to that, Victor. So my wife's always telling me on something. So one day she comes up and says, hey, we should go on a cruise. I said, cruise? I said, I don't want to go on a cruise. She goes, let's go on a cruise. And she's always trying to sell me on doing something different. By the way, how many folks here have tried something new on this trip? Raise your hand. Wonderful. You got to do something different because sometimes we're afraid. So I'll get back to my wife in just a bit. But I'm at home in my office. I'm sitting in my office minding my own business, right? And then all of a sudden I hear, what is that? What is that, right? Right? And sure enough, I go over, right there's the bathroom next door. And I open it up, and I see the thing going, just dripping. Right? Now, if you're a real man, and you see a drip, what do? Fellas only. What do you do, fellas? I don't know about you. I went to the kitchen, got a bowl. Slid the bowl, told my wife it was fixed. Right? You fix that? Of course I did, sweetie. Week go by, 2 weeks go by. If you're a real man, what do? Bigger bowl. Move, you guys are so with me right now. I get a bigger bowl. You get to the point where you can't put the 5-gallon bucket in there. It just doesn't fit, right? So then I had to tell myself, I said, look, I got to fix this thing. I got to fix it. You ever do that? You got to mentally prepare to fix something, right? And so I said, all right, come this Saturday, I'm going to fix that thing, right? Come this Saturday, I'm going to fix this thing, right? So I go to Lowe's on Friday, get everything I need, PVCs, elbow, the whole bit, right? And then Saturday comes, I hit Starbucks, 3 hard lattes, I'm going in, right? And I go in. And man, you ever see those roping of calves? They rope the calf and they tie them, and then they time them. Oh, that's how I felt. I went in. And then I put the napkin underneath to do the test, and I'm like, no drip. I'm like, sweetie, come here, check this out. She's like, right, that whole thing. And there was no drip. What was my first reaction? It took me 5 minutes to fix it. What was the first thing I said to myself? Why did I do it earlier? Isn't that interesting? I go, why did I do this earlier? And this is what's interesting about this story, is that I thought about it. I said, why did I do it earlier? And I realized that I was being held back by my past. This is interesting, because what happens when we think of doing something, we immediately run to the past. And we grab that information and we bring it into the present, which doesn't allow us to go into the future, because we're like, I'm just not good at that. I've never done that. And you ever do that to yourself? Talk yourself out of something? And it's based on what? Past information. Your past is not your present. Can we say that? We get better, we get smarter. And sometimes we're held back by the past, and the present never happens, or the future never happens. So next time you find yourself worried about something, keep this in mind. Did you know that 60% of what you worry about never comes to pass? 20% of what you worry about is in the past. Who cares? 10% of what you worry about, if it can't pass, would impact you. The remaining 5% would impact you, but wouldn't kill you. I'll say it slow.
You won't die from doing your blood.
20% of what you worry about, 60% of what you worry about, rather, never comes to pass. 20% of what you worry about is in the what? So that's 80% already that never comes to pass, or is in the what? Past. 10%, even if it came to pass, wouldn't impact you. And the remaining 5%, if it came to pass, would impact you, but wouldn't what? Kill you. Now, I know I got some geniuses in here. No, dude, that's 95. 1995 right there, Victor. The other 5%, you're dead. Why worry? You're dead.
You're dead. Don't
Do
worry
not
about it.
worry about it. Do not be held back by your past. The next time you find yourself saying, why don't I want to do this? Why am I afraid to do this? Realize that you have this picture, this image in your head that's old, and you're bringing it forward, which doesn't allow you to move into the future to do the things you want to do. I say get it, you say got it. Get it?
Got it.
Good. Now, let me see. What's up? My bald-headed brother. What's up? Can you come up here for a second? I need a volunteer. I got to tell this story. I need a volunteer. And you just happen to be there and bald. And I didn't want to pick somebody who was handsomer than me. Yes, sir. Is Amber Hargett here? Amber Hargett? Amber Hargett. Out of the room? Not here. In the bathroom? Can somebody go and meet him? And by the way, my friend, sir, so the lady in the black is going to help you. She's up there. She's in the back. She's coming. She's coming over. And hopefully it's nothing serious. All right. How's it going, man? Come on over. Dude, those are some bright red shoes.
Looks like something
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. Look, Plexus. What do you think? Yeah. Now, I gotta tell the story. This is kind of one of those stories that I need help, right? So it's real simple. It's real simple. It's real simple. All right. So what I need you to do is, I'm gonna tell a story and I'm gonna point to you, and then what I need you to do is like give me a hound dog sound. Like see that hound dog? Just give me that. Just see the dog, be the dog, protect the dog. Go ahead. Go ahead. Right? By the way, can I get a microphone? Kara, can you bring me a microphone? There's okay, just hold on. No. Okay, warm it up. No, pace. Warm it up. Warm it up. Get it. All right. What do dogs do? They lay there. Yeah. Okay. Big hand for Shell. Work in the back. Awesome. All right. You ready? All right. Give it to him. Just hound dog sound. Oh!
I like it.
It sounded like the hound dog had a sneeze thing going on. It's the hound dog. It's the hound dog. Be the dog. See the dog. Go one more time. Just feel it now. Oh! I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that. Now, I just need you to do one more thing. By the way, that'll teach you a lesson. Never sit in the front. Okay. Now, what I need you to do is, like, give me a slow hound dog sound, but I need you to add some pain to it. Like, it's suffocating. Go ahead. I'm going with it. All right. Now, when I point to you, give me the sound. All right. Yes, whatever you want to do is fine with me. Right? There's a man walking down the lonely road. He's been walking for a while and he's thirsty. Right in the distance, he sees a farmhouse. He says, maybe I'll go get some water over there. So he approaches the farmhouse. Right on the front porch, there's an old man sitting on a rocking chair, just rocking back and forth. Just rocking back and forth. And right next to that old man, there's a big old nasty hound dog laying right there, making this sound. Excuse me, sir. They have polite conversations. Sir, would you mind? Can I have a glass of water? Would you mind? Old man said, not a problem, right? Old man goes inside. Man, it's just the stranger's just standing there. And he's just looking at the dog, and the dog just like, it's getting worse. Old man comes back out, hands him a drink of water again. They're having polite conversation going back and forth, right? And all of a sudden, but in the background, all you hear is, finally, the stranger can't take it anymore. Stranger says, excuse me, sir, why is your dog making that sound? Right? The old man looks at the dog, looks at the stranger, he says, son, you don't understand. That dog is laying on a tack. Right? Stranger doesn't know what to say. Takes a sip of water, continues conversation, but in the background it's like, Finally, the stranger can't take it anymore. Says, excuse me, sir, but if the dog is laying on a tack, why doesn't he get up instead of... That last one was gratuitous, by the way. Wasn't necessary. The old man says this, and the stranger says, son, you don't understand. The tack hurts him, but not enough to make him want to get up and do something about it. Give my man a hand. By the way, one of my hobbies is I make pens. And so I said, whoever I bring in here, I'm going to make him a special pen. Kara, can you show him the pen he's going to get? This, my friend.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. All right. Now, why do I bring that up? Go back to my slide, Kara. Because every time you hear people complain, have you been around people that always complain? Next time they complain, just go, boo. Right? That's what they do, right? That's all they do. I don't have no money. I just don't have enough time. That's all. You'll never look at people the same again. You'll see a hound dog. Right? Right. Here's what's interesting about hound dog people. Right? Yeah. By the way, that's our new code word. Hound dog. Right? Here's the interesting about hound dogs. They always make up reasons why they can't do something. Right? They always do this. They rationalize why they can't do something. Have you ever broken the word rationalize apart? It's the ability to ration lies to yourself so you don't do anything. And that's what they do. So when you see somebody, yeah, look, right? By the way, the only way to motivate a hound dog is to what? Make the tag bigger, right? And by the wrong gesture, I should have just done that. That would have been easier. Man, do not show my wife that video. She's like, why? Why did you do that? By the way, by make the tag bigger, I mean this. Sometimes people need to be reminded of why they need to do something to change their lives. And sometimes you have to remind people, if you don't change your financial situation, if you don't change your health, you will not do well. So our job is to grow the tag by reminding people what happens when you don't take action. Are you with me?
Yes.
All right, last story, I'm out of here. I'll try to make it quick. Did you ever get up at 3 in the morning with a great idea? Who's with me? Clap.
Yes.
Right? Did you ever get up and you're like laying in bed going, oh man, this is like the best idea I've ever had. You ever had those? Just nod if you're with me. And it's like a good idea. You're tossing and turning. You can't sleep. It's 3 in the morning. You can't sleep. All of a sudden, your significant other kicks you out of bed because they're trying to sleep, right? And then you get up and you're like, man, this is the best idea I've ever had to grow my Plexus business. Oh, this is an awesome idea. By 4 o'clock, you're thinking, man, this is a beautiful idea. By 5 o'clock, you're like, oh, I'm going to hit diamond with this idea, right? And you're like, oh, by 7 o'clock, you've retired. Where? Up here, because the idea is that good. And you're so excited. You can't wait to share this idea with somebody. Friend, colleague, family member, spouse. And then what happens? Somebody wakes up, or you meet your friend, right? You run over to tell them the idea. All right, check it out. I had this idea. Can I share it? They're like, sure. And then all of a sudden, you share the idea. You ever been there? And you're like, nah. And then you ask a key qualifying question. What do you think?
Yep.
And at that very moment, the dream killer has shown up.
Yeah.
Here's what I've noticed about dream killers. They don't just stab your idea, twist the knife, and kill it. Oh, no. Dream killers like to chop it down slowly right in front of you. Here's how it happens. What do you think? Dream killer's response. I guess it's a good idea. And you're like, that's not the response you were waiting for, right? So then you get more animated. You get more Puerto Rican. You start describing things with your hands, right? And then you go, can you see it now? Dream killer's response. I've just never seen anybody do it that way. At this point, your idea is on life support. So you've got to what? You've got to bring it. So you break everything. You start getting animated. You break out the PowerPoint. You get the manual. You get everything. And then he says, can you see it now? Dream killer says, yeah, if you want to do it, go ahead. And you walk away, and what happens? You don't execute on the idea. And you're back to where you were at. And then somebody else executes on your idea. And you're like, oh my God. So here's what I want to give you before I leave. I want to give you a tool to stop negative people from messing with your head. Are you ready for the tool?
Yes.
All right. Now, I don't usually share it with just anybody, but I'm going to share it with you. For one reason only. Why is that?
For Plexus.
Whoever said because they pay me, that's wrong. You're right, but that's wrong. Okay? I wanted to say because what? Because I
Love you.
All right. This is the ultimate tool to stop negative people. Ready? Hold up your left hand. Yeah. I want you to visualize a black dot right here. Can you see it? All right. Written on top of that black dot is the word delete. Yeah, delete. Here's how it works. When you're talking to somebody about Plexus and they go negative, let them talk. Just let them talk. And as soon as they walk away, what do?
Delete.
Oh, it feels so good. If you're in a meeting, you have a table around the room, and there's always that one person that's real negative, just won't shut up. Here's what you do for therapy. Take your hands, put it under the table. Delete. Fellas, if your wife's yelling at her, let her talk. And as soon as she walks away, what do? Look at the women going, really, you just said that, Victor? Did you just say that? My point to you is always be ready to delete. All right, let's have this the right way. Everybody stand up. We're going to do the pledge real quick. Real quick. This is the Plexus pledge. You guys ready? Some of you know what this is already. Raise your hand real quick. Fingers in the air. Do what I do. Say what I say. I pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance
to my thing.
to my thing.
All right, it always happens. People are like, what was that thing? A Southern or what? Now, put your fingers down, but don't sit down. There's a fundamental difference between a thing.
So much.
Oh, that was cool. That was so good. All right, there's a fundamental difference between a thing and a what? If you do a thing, you'll never be happy. It's a job. It's a job. You'll always be just over broke. In life, we don't want to do a thing. We want to do a what?
A thing.
When you do your thing, beautiful things begin to happen. Fingers back up. Let's finish this thing out. I pledge allegiance
I pledge allegiance
to my thing.
to my thing.
Look at your thing. Let it know you care. To my thing.
To my thing.
I will rise above.
I will rise above.
Doing what I love.
Doing what I love.
I will make that dough.
I will make that dough.
Look how happy you got. Right? I will make that dough.
I will make that dough.
Doing what I know.
Doing what I know.
And those who laugh.
And those who laugh.
And those who laugh.
And those who laugh.
Can kiss my.
Can kiss my.
No. Assets. Plexus, you're awesome. Thank you very much.